Good morning, Principles of Business and Finance. It is Miss Archer. On your screen, you see our daily agenda for today. So we are starting a new unit, which is Unit 6. This unit would be really fun if we were in the classroom. I will be teaching you guys with using Monopoly. But unfortunately, since we are out due to the COVID-19 pandemic, we cannot do Monopoly here. So what I want you guys to do is to do your Quizlet match with your 6.0 vocabulary words. You don't have to input your score, but I definitely want you to know the vocabulary words. I'm going to be going through 601 PowerPoint, and you will have notes to complete. We're going to be working on one worksheet today, and it has several sections to it. So I'm going to give you guys the answers for section A and B, and then you guys are going to work on the remaining sections on your own. These assignments that are going to be posted in the upcoming weeks are not due until May 15th. And then also at the bottom, you see Mr. Moore's contact information for his students. And you see my contact information for my students. But Mr. Moore's students are definitely okay to reach out to me. So without further ado, let's begin. All right, so 6.0 talks about understanding financial analysis. So we're getting the basics of financial understanding with this objective. So we talk about some things, which is the accounting equation. And if you do not know anything else in Objective 6, you need to know the accounting equation, which is assets equals liabilities plus owner's equity. So asset is anything of value that we own. Liabilities are, of course, debts that we have to pay to somebody. And then equity is assets minus liabilities. So this is stockholders or what something is a net worth of. So we're looking at the terms also of income. We're looking at net income, profit, and earnings. We look at net worth. We look at accounts receivable and accounts payable. So, of course, the purpose of accounting is, of course, keeping and interpreting financial records. So we're thinking about basic career functions that are in every business. Every business has money that they have to deal with, and it's also a career choice. I myself personally, I have my bachelor's in accounting. And if you are a business major, you're going to have to take a certain portion of accounting as you're going through. So businesses use accounting to keep track of the value of things that they have, the accounts that are owed to them, and then also the amounts that they owe to others. And then accounting is important to business because it helps maintain the control of money, and it's also used to help make financial decisions. So accounting information is used internally, of course, by managers and managerial accounting, and that is a form of accounting. And then also external for you thinking of things like investors, creditors, and governments, and this is all used with financial accounting information. Then we look at an accounting system. This is just the method and procedure that is used to handle businesses' financial information. So the accounting system can best be described as this. It is constantly applied process for handling a business's financial information. It enables the users, which are those that are using it internally, to understand and accurately interpret the numbers. It must contain accurate and up-to-date information, and it should meet a business's specific needs and requirements. So all these things are useful to a business because, of course, somebody has to keep track of the money that the business owns. It has to keep track of how much the business is worth, and it has to keep track of the debts that they have to pay to other people, and that's what's owed to them. Cost accounting is another form of accounting, and this is just used to reduce and eliminate costs in the business. So you would be that person in there to figure out, okay, how can we maybe get cheaper material to make this particular product or service that they have. So the cost accounting kind of does that. They want to make sure that you're getting a profit, but you're getting more bang for your money. And then some steps in the accounting cycle. So of course you need to analyze financial transactions. So this is just going and looking and seeing what cash went in, what cash went out. Then journalizing these transactions. So there are a couple of methods that they use. You can use the accrual accounting method, which records transactions at the time they actually occur. So think of a check registry almost to kind of just keep track of things as they go. And then you could think of the cash accounting method. So this is which income and expenses are recorded at the time that the money actually changes hands. The difference between these two is if something is charged or billed out, what happens is you don't record the transaction in one of them, which I believe is the cash method, the cash accounting method. You do not record it until you actually receive payment, whereas the accrual accounting method, you go ahead and record it whether you got the money or not. The cash doesn't actually take place until you actually receive payment or make payment. Then your next step is posting to the ledger, and the ledger is just a specific department or area of the business that these transactions are recorded in. You're looking at balancing the books, which is your next step. Preparing the financial statements, and these are a bunch of financial statements depending on the company. It can range from simple things as a balance and income sheet to a whole 10-journal general ledger, and that's something for an accounting class later on. Then you have your accounting standards, which fall underneath the preparing the financial sheet, so you have your different things here. And then finally closing the books. Most accounting cycles that you're going to see have anywhere from 6 to 8 steps, so it's going to vary depending on what part of accounting you're in. And there are various parts of accounting, and we won't dive into all of them because the accounting world is such a big place. All right, so into the classroom, you see your 6 vocabulary words, the objective 6 vocabulary words. You see your 6.0 student notes and PowerPoint that I just went through. And so this is the assignment that we're going to work on here. It does come with reading for you guys to kind of go through, but it also goes with the portion A and B. So the assignment looks like this in general. And I'm giving you guys and showing you guys the assignment with the answers in it. So we're looking at the first part. And a lot of this is just filling in the blank, putting stuff in order. So the first question is of course, defining the accounting process. So you're going to use a combination of your PowerPoint and the reading to help you out. It also asks you question 2, what is the overall purpose of accounting, which is, of course, to control the finances by keeping accurate financial information. Number 3, it says the 2 main ways that businesses use an accounting information to maintain financial control are to track the business's performance and to plan for the future. Question 4, it kind of gives you some matching almost. So it asks you the groups that use a business's accounting information. The right-hand column are to be matched with the ways that they use it, which is the left-hand column. So looking at this section here, you have creditors, the government, investors, and managers. So for A, when deciding when to buy stock is of course going to be 3, your investors. B, when deciding to grant a loan, these are your creditors, A. C, when deciding to give pay raises, this is going to be 4 managers. And then D is 2, when auditing tax records. And again, majority of these are just fill in the blank, answering some questions, things of that nature. So 5, 6, and 7 is what we were looking at. And like I said, A and B was pretty much these portions here were these questions. I'm going to stop right here at the accounting know-how because that is the remainder portion that you're going to be required to do. Let me pull that up separate here so you can see. Oh, it's not working. Love technology. Okay, it's not working with me. Give me 1 second. I just had it open. Where there's a will, there's a way. So A and B, and this is what your sheet should look like without the answers into it. So A and B is what I just showed you guys, and then the accounting know-how is what you're going to do. So this is matching all these words here with the 20 questions here. Then you have the fun part of actually working with the accounting equation. And so I told you, if you don't know anything else throughout this whole objective, you need to know the accounting equation, which is this right here. Assets equals liabilities plus owner's equity. Now they've gone a step further and taken it to, well, what if I need to know what owner's equity is? The accounting equation then is assets minus liabilities. And then what if I don't know what the liabilities are? It's assets minus owner's equity. So they've gone through and they've given you a couple of examples here where they've worked it out, where you need to figure out what the assets are, what the liabilities are, and what the owner's equities are. And pretty much it is just plugging in what is missing. So what you're going to be required to do for this box here is to figure out where I have liabilities and owner's equity, I need to figure out what assets is. So since I know what liabilities and owner's equity is, then I'm going to look at the general accounting equation, and it's going to be liabilities plus owner's equity. The second one is stating, well, I don't know what liabilities is, but I have assets and owner's equity. So for that particular one, you're going to be doing assets minus owner's equity. And you're just doing that for the remainder of the box here. And then, of course, for number 5, they're asking you to figure out what the liabilities are for this actual equation. And so, again, you're just using the equations that they give you here to answer the box there. And as always, once this video is recorded and complete, it's going to be in the classroom. And let me go back up for you guys so you can see it. It's going to be in the classroom for you guys to have access to it. Now, I'm going to switch where I put it at. And the reason for that is because, unfortunately, a lot of you guys are not going back and looking for them in the FYI section where they have been at. So all the videos have been here that I've been posting. And I did that because Objective 5 was very in-depth and very heavy on what it was. So what I'm going to do going forward is the actual assignments now. So this one is going to be loaded here. And I'm doing the videos in advance. So this is why you're seeing like it hasn't posted yet. I'm going to start posting them for the day that it goes through. So the video is going to be here. So if you need to go back and look at things, definitely make sure that you're checking it out there. As always, I am available every day unless I have a meeting in my Zoom office hours. Check your email and check the Google Classroom stream. The links for to get into those things are there. And then as always, you guys can reach myself on Mr. Moore either by email or our Remind app and on my Google Voice number. So if you guys have any questions or concerns, definitely reach out to us. I hope you guys are staying safe and you are doing well. If you have any questions or just want to say hi and check up or get some information, please do so. I hope you guys do well. If you need assistance, reach out to us. Other than that, see you guys in the classroom.